in this demonstration, we're going to go over how to create a virtual machine using Amazon's AWS LightSail. As we go through this demonstration, we'll only cover the basic configuration of an Amazon server. We'll walk through a few key features and explain them at the beginner level. Our focus will mainly be on introducing you to the platform. All right, so next thing we're going to do is create an instance. AWS LightSail is a beginner-friendly cloud computing platform. It offers a pre-configured virtual server options, which when you sign up for LightSail, you'll have access to mostly only just these two platforms. It's going to be Linux/Unix or Windows. And once you selected the preferred platform, then we can choose from a variety of blueprints to get our virtual server up and running. But first thing we want to do and focus on here is selecting an availability zone. Now, we're going to keep it like this, but we just need to look at the options that are available. So this is a list of the regions that are available specifically for the Amazon LightSail. We see we have Oregon, Ohio, Virginia. We have some overseas in Sydney, Ireland, Paris, multiple locations. For example, we're going to stick with US West 2, which is located in Oregon. We have different zones. That's optional settings right here. Change the availability zone. And we're going to have 2 to 6 different zones per region. And the zone is going to be indicated by the letter. So let's go through here. We're going to use the Linux server. Now, in the world of servers, Linux dominates. Microsoft really has the lion's share in the PC world, personal computing world. So we're going to focus on Linux in this particular platform. But of course, we can switch to Windows if we like to. Now, when we're selecting the blueprint, we're going to look at 2 different types. We have the app plus the OS, right? So now we're thinking about focusing more on a particular application when we're installing this, and it's going to be optimized to run that application. For example, if we're looking at Node.js, then we're going to be mostly focused on some type of development environment, right? We're going to be programming, creating applications, or any type of service that we might need. Now, if we're looking at OS only, this is going to be our options for Linux. So we have Amazon Linux 2, Ubuntu, Debian, FreeBSD, OpenSUSE, and CentOS. Now, in this example, we're going to focus on CentOS because that's what we're going to be using in another course that we like to use at Dion Training here. Okay, we'll select that here. Now let's go down. And we see here we have some optional features. Now, this particular set of features allows us to run a script whenever we start the server for the first time. We also can customize our SSH key when we're connecting remotely and securely to our server. And again, SSH is nothing more than a protocol used to encrypt communications between typically administrator and a server. So we're going to keep it as is for now. And we're going to leave this enable automatic snapshots alone right now as well. Now we see here we have the different instances of the plan. And since our first 3 months are free, we're going to go ahead and just start with the $10 trial. Now, as the price increases monthly, we see we get an increase in performance. So the first thing we might notice is the memory space at a $10 per month value. It's 2 gigabytes compared to the $5, which is $1, $3.50, which is 512 megabytes. And we see it doubles as we increase our price. So at the 20 goes to 4. 40 goes to 8, 80 and 160, we get doubles as well. It's important to understand what you're going to need at your particular organization when you're determining what amount of memory you might need. And this is where we're going to consider vertical scaling, because this particular instance is going to increase the amount of CPUs, memory, storage, and transfer in that one particular instance. Now, if we're going to do a horizontal scaling, we would just add another one of those particular servers that's identical to the one prior. So, for example, for the $10 one, we will add another instance that's at $10 a month as well that give us 2 gigabytes instead of increasing this one to a $20 per month instance. All right, now we see also we can prioritize them by memory, processing power, storage, transfer speed, etc. And again, we see that the higher value is going to be $106 a month, which is what this tops off at with Amazon LightSail. Okay, so then we're going to go through and we're going to name our instance. We're just going to keep it as CentOS. That's fine right here. Now, tag is going to focus on if we have different departments within our organization, and then it will allow us to track which organization is using what amount of computing power. For example, if we have a machine learning, algorithmic, AI generated type of department, and we have a marketing department. Now, more than likely our AI and machine learning type of department is going to use a lot of processing power. And with our marketing department, it's not going to use as much, and it might use other type of processes, maybe storage for images or things of that nature. But we understand that one might be more compute intensive than the other. And if these departments have different budgets, we can track that within LightSail to see exactly how much each department is using. All right, so we're going to create this instance. So we see it's creating that for us. Very simple. Okay, let's try to log in now to our CentOS since it's now up and running. So we are logged in, and now let's go over the basic commands with Linux. We'll use the pwd command, which stands for the present working directory. Okay, so it shows that we are now located into the home directory. Now we can change directories if we would like to the root user, cd root. Now we list this out. Now we can see more folders in this particular hierarchy of directories. And again, if we want to confirm that lets us know which directory we're in. And again, this isn't about learning Linux command line. This is all about just trying to understand how to create server instances within LightSail. And I think we've accomplished that at this point. And again, we just want to get a little exposure to these particular services, and we're going to continue to get a little bit more in depth in other demonstrations.